Hi there guys, welcome back to the channel. And yeah, as you can see, I'm under a car. More specifically, I'm under Orwin. Now you might remember back in 2021, so yeah, about 4 years ago, I did a video on Orwin where I had to replace a bit of the handbrake cable. Yeah. So as it turns out, it's actually the one I replaced about 4 years ago has gone again. Not good, not good. And while I'm under here, I've just realised that there's some rust I need to weld at some point. I'll turn the camera around in a second and I'll show you the bit of rust I've got to repair. It's nothing structural, it's only cosmetic, but yeah, I've realised that there's some rust I need to weld at some point. But yeah, as you can see, it's snapped again. I'll show you why in a sec. Right then guys, I'm upside down. I don't know if this will focus particularly well, but that's what the problem is. And this is the problem I had before, where the handbrake cable has been rubbing on the exhaust. And it looks like it's been doing it again. It's been rubbing on the exhaust, and there's quite a little groove cut into the exhaust, but I don't understand how, because the cable sits miles away from it, so I don't know how on earth it's happened. But anyway, that's the bit I just showed you, screws into that. That's the adjuster, and then it goes along into the back of the brake. You just see up there where it connects. Sorry about the dodgy camera work. I was hoping the camera light would turn itself on, but it's not turned on. So yeah, there you go. So a little job I've just got to get sorted, because at the moment I've got him parked on the drive just in gear. My driveway is a little bit slanted, but I'll show you the bit of rust. Oh, I need to repair while I'm here. So yeah, it's this rear cup section. So there's a hole gone through there, as you can see, and there's a bit up here as well that's looking a bit crusty. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, I'll wait until spring. It's not gonna hurt driving him over winter, I don't suppose. I suppose I could just chuck a bit of something in. Then again, any water that runs in is just gonna run out at the bottom there. So yeah, I'll probably leave it till spring. But we'll see. If I get a half decent day in winter, I'll crack on and get it done. So yeah, I'm just going to get the handbrake cable sorted then, guys. Right guys, so got the wheel off, jacked up on the axle stand obviously. Look at his lovely crusty arch. Isn't it beautiful? I might actually replace the arch properly one day, but I just like to keep him looking ratty. Oh, he's got water inside the bubbles. Look at that. But he's all solid under here. That's the main important thing. I have welded the end of the sills before, and there was that big patch there that I welded a few years back. Could probably do with some extra paint putting on all this actually to protect it all. And obviously the strut top up there that I replaced, you can just see the outline of it where I replaced the whole strut top. Still looking good. Just got plenty of muck under here. It could do with a good clean out and a good fresh layer of paint on. And then obviously the spring seat that I repaired. But anyway, yeah, so this is the cable. So to get it off, you have to undo this spring. This little return spring has to be unhooked, and then that just unclips. That just unclips from in there. And if I have the same problem as I did last time, I'll probably find that the guide on the new cable is a little bit too big to fit, because I had the problem last time round. But yeah, you can see under there, see there catches the exhaust, look. So I don't know what I can do to try and stop it doing that, because that's obviously what's caused it to wear through, where it's been wearing on the exhaust, you can see. So I don't know what I can do about that. I'll have to think of something. So yeah, let's get this spring off and then get the new bit of cable fitted. At least it's only this short side that's gone. I was thinking it was the other side that had gone, the long side that goes to the front. But I did actually buy this short one, and then I realised afterwards, I think I bought the wrong one. But as it turns out, I didn't. I did actually buy the right one. One thing I'm going to do at some point is some new shock absorbers as well, because I think they're getting a little bit... I think the back ones are alright, but the front ones are feeling a bit not great. So, yeah. There we go. So, yeah, let's crack on and get this sorted. Right then, guys, we've got the new one laid on the floor ready. So I said the one thing I did have to do when I fitted the old one, where I had to make that piece there narrower, and it looks like I might have to do the same on this one, because even though I bought one for a Mark 3 Cavalier, that middle bit was too fat, because the rear beam is a Mark 3 Cavalier rear beam, but it does look like that rear piece is too fat, and if you can see it very well. So I might have to go in with a saw and narrow it down like I did with the old one. But yeah, it looks a bit healthier. Worst thing is, I did know it was snapping. I did know it was snapping. Now, interestingly, this new one has got this little protective cover on it. And this little protective cover is right in the area where this one snapped. So why has this one got a protective cover on it right in the area where this one snapped? That's a little bit strange, isn't it? It's as if they like realise that something rubs, so this has got a cover on to stop it rubbing through and snapping, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Right, let's get the new one fitted. Right then, guys, so I've got the cable, the new one, hooked on, the spring put back in position, and sure enough, as predicted, that won't fit. It won't fit exactly the same as the old one wouldn't. Now, I don't know if there's any alterations or variations on these rear beams that explains why these never fit. You know, is this actually a Mark 3 Cavalier beam, or is it off an Astra maybe? Is there any difference? Does anybody know if there's any difference? But I just think it's weird that I've got exactly the same problem as I had before in the past, where that just don't want to go on. So I'm going to have to modify it in the same way that I did the old one. So we'll just go back to the old one. So this is the one that I've just taken off the car. So this one fits in as it should, but the only way that I made it fit was by cutting it with a hacksaw and making it thinner and just make it so that it could actually fit. So I'm going to have to do the same thing with this one in exactly the same way. Bit weird, isn't it? Right then, guys, so that's that in. I actually didn't have to do much modification on this one at all. All I did, I just cleaned up the metal bracket, just cleaned off some crispy paint, some crispy crap, and this one actually then just went in really quite easily. It needed a bit of hammering in just to get it to go in, but no, it didn't need modification like the old one did. So this old one, this did need quite a lot cutting out of it because it was way too big on inside, whereas this one's gone on really easily without actually having to cut the plastic at all. All I did was just clean up the crusty paint and crap off the bracket, and this one's gone in. So there you go. So I just need to wind that in at the end and then do some adjustment. Right then, guys, I've come under a little bit of a snag. I managed to get the light on this time so you can see a bit better. So this is the new cable, and it just does not want to screw into the adjuster. It's gone in so far and then it's just not wanting to go any further, so I'm like trying to grip on with mole grips. I'm gonna have to try my other mole grips. These ones are no good for doing this, just to try and stop that spinning while I'm trying to turn the adjuster. It's like it goes so far and then just stops. It's like, I don't know if the thread is just ever slightly different on this new one. Maybe because it's got a brand new layer of anodizing on it or what, but it just does not want to screw into the adjuster. It's been a right pain. It's doing my head in. Whereas the old one screws in and out, you can do it by hand, no problem. This one, it's taking some right force. And I've checked it's not cross-threading, because that's obviously the first thing you think, that it's maybe cross-threading. We're upside down, by the way. So yeah, these little quick easy jobs are never quick and easy, are they? There's always something. Right then guys, job's a badger. So I managed to get it to work. I still managed to use these maul grips as well. So I'll just take them off now. Ouch. So yeah, all I did, it must have just been on the new thread. There must have just been a stiff bit. I don't know. I've just sprayed some WD-40 on it anyway and got it working. So, but yeah, it's weird that it's got that protective bit on the new one. Because the problem is, you see, the exhaust, when the car's on the ground, the exhaust does get really, really close to that bit of cable. And that's obviously what's been rubbing. And that's what's worn it through, which is a bit of a bad design, really. But there's not really any way to, like, alter it and move it away from anything. There's not really anything you can do, because you can't, like, cable wrap it on or anything, because it all needs to be able to move when you put the handbrake on. So, well, I've got it all adjusted up anyway. I've adjusted it by hand in the car, by feel. I've tightened it up, checked it, tightened it up a little bit more, checked it. While I'm under it, I'm just looking at other things as well. Just checking other things. Just noticed that brake pipe's copper. Didn't realise that bit of brake pipe had ever been replaced. Just looking at the spring seat at this driver's side as well, because it is looking a little bit crusty in places. So I think I might have to do some surgery on this spring seat next, because I do know that there is a bit up. You can't see it, it's off out of view, but there is a bit up there where there is a little bit of a hole. So I am going to have to do some surgery on this rear spring seat. And as I've said, I'm going to have to do that bit as well. It's really thick metal, that. Really thick. Well, thick, it's solid all around it. It's just gone through in a bit of a hole there and there. And then that bit of the inner arch bit. But I said none of that's structural. The bit that is structural is obviously this spring seat area, which is going to need a little bit of surgery. But the main important bits, this is like one of the main important bits. It's got some flaky stuff on it, but you can see sorry, we're upside down here on camera, I know, so it probably looks a little bit bizarre, but oh, that's where it's got poly bushes on the back. Got poly bushes. But yeah, all the actual sills are really, really solid. Really, really good. A little bit of something's come off that fuel pipe there. I might have to replace that bit of fuel pipe. Bit of the outer casing's come off it. That's not good, is it? It's got braided hoses. See the braided hoses, front and back. They're Goodrich braided hoses from the ferrules. But yeah, this rear spring seat's definitely looking a little bit crusty. Might have to do the same surgery that I did at the other side, but that'll be a job for when the weather's a lot better. It will. Just looking at other fuel pipes and things. That's actually a metal pipe, that. all looking good. The rest of the underside of Orwin is actually really tidy. Even though it's a bit rusty and stuff up top, is actually really solid. May not look it on camera, but he is. It's just surface rust. I need to get it all cleaned up, wire brushed and all treated and protected. That's the Audi Piper stainless exhaust. It doesn't look particularly stainless because it's obviously a bit brown and crusty, but it is 30 odd year old stainless exhaust. So anyway, there we go guys, a little bit of a little task done. So I'll get the wheel back on and that's it, done for today. Let's turn it right way up. There we go. So thanks as always for watching guys, and yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.